I think our desire to consume has consumed us, and in a way that's why we kind of find ourselves dancing on the deck of the Titanic and not really having a moral compass. Our identity now is so tied to what we have that we really need to find ourselves and an identity that's away from what we have before we can be happy with ourselves. Through my photography, 25 years of kind of looking at the culture, I realized at a certain point that it was evidence of the sea change in American life, and that's something we've exported around the world. Generation Wealth is a look at how the American dream has changed and really how we've all changed with it. That we've kind of gone from values of hard work and frugality and discretion, the values of my parents' generation, to a culture that just prizes bling and celebrity and narcissism. The reason it matters is because it really leads to a kind of cycle of addiction and dissatisfaction. And you see with kids today, when you ask them what they want to be when they grow up, the most common reply is rich and famous. And there's a therapist in the film who told me that that leads to depression and anxiety. We used to compare ourselves to our neighbors, keeping up with the Joneses down the road. But now we compare ourselves to the people we actually often feel like we know better, which are the people we know from TV. In the film, my own son says he feels like he knows the Kardashians better than his own neighbors, and that's what's happened. And the research shows that the more we see those images of luxury and affluence, which have become much more dominant in the media, the more we think that's normal and the more we want those things. What I learned from this journey and from the characters that are part of this film is that the antidote is getting back to what matters, getting back to the values of family and community and the things that give our life meaning. In a way, it's the biggest cliche in the world, like money doesn't buy you happiness and all you need is love. If you want fame and fortune, I think you can just look at what happens to the people's lives who are going for those things and how it kind of leads them to, in a way, a terrible collapse because you just want more and more and there's never enough. I mean, I think there's nothing wrong with ambition. It's like it drives people to a lot of great things, just like there's nothing wrong with money. But sometimes if we're doing it out of a place of feeling like we need to be more, it becomes an addiction. And I think there is a kind of propensity in our culture to kind of drive us toward that. If you can unplug from the media messages, great. If you can keep yourself out of the store where you know you're just going to want to buy once you go in, great. But exposure is a fact of our society. And so I think that's what we need, is kind of a clear-eyed look at ourselves and why we're doing the things we're doing and why we want the things that we do. And when we realize why we want them, sometimes we don't want them quite so much.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.